You are greater than what you believe you are. So go and be great. Right, so not too long ago, I had a bit of a disagreement with one of my neighbors. I live in a condo, so I share a building with several neighbors. Their complaint was that I was playing music at 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon. I know it sounds silly, but that's what they would complain about. I was getting constant letters from the HOA. I mean, several letters from the HOA. And it got to a point that they had called the cops on me several times, all because of music being played at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. It escalated to a point that I ended up getting summoned to a county court with a judge and this whole thing, right? And it's super ridiculous, but to make this to just get right to the point, the judge favored on my side, said it's absolutely okay to be playing music in the afternoon. There are limits, obviously, like late at night or after 7 p.m. But I didn't really have an issue with that because I never played my music at that time anyway. So I ended up getting the judge favored on my side. And why am I telling you this story? This neighbor was very unpleasant, and they were kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest with you. And it wasn't like I was playing music every day. It was just maybe once a week. And I had to kind of deal with a lot. It was very stressful getting constant letters from the HOA, especially when you get a letter from the court, the county courts, and you got to go there in front of a judge. And it was this whole thing, right? And I'll tell you guys, honestly, I grew a dislike for this neighbor. It was kind of something where I was like, I kind of felt at a certain point that they were just harassing me. It was really unpleasant, and it caused a lot of stress actually, because I was like almost like anything I did, I was I was bothering them in any sort of way. Now, the reason I tell you guys this story, right, is because even though that I grew a strong dislike for them, and I would avoid them at all costs and everything. Although I had a strong dislike for them, I never wanted anything to happen to them. And when I say happen to them, I'm saying them being unalived or them being hurt or anything of that nature where there was harm to them, whether physically, mentally, spiritually. I never wanted any of that to ever happen to them. Even though that they, in a sense, kind of prosecuted me and were unfairly kind of going after me. I think sometimes, right? It wasn't fair, to be honest with you. But life isn't always fair, guys. And it reminds me of Jesus, right? How they prosecuted Jesus and they crucified him. That wasn't fair either, But the point of what I'm trying to get at is that even though I had a disagreement with them, and even though I had a disagreement with how they were treating me, and even though I had a disagreement how they were always complaining about me, guys, it got to a point that one of my other neighbors came to me and told me, hey, they're trying to write they're trying to get signatures together so like the whole building can go against you. And thankfully the building, they knew of me, they knew of my character, so people didn't really get involved. But I never wanted them to get hurt. I never wanted to. There were times that, man, I'd be like, man, my imagination would run with me. But in reality, guys, even though I didn't get along with these people and I didn't like them, I didn't like their opinion, I didn't like how they treated me, I didn't like how they spoke about me, I didn't like how they were gossiping to the other neighbors, I never wanted them to get hurt. And what I'm trying to get at, guys, is that sometimes we can have disagreements with people, and we can not be on their side, or you can prosecute, or they can prosecute you. Whatever the case is, guys, it's one thing to have disagreements with people, but it's a whole other thing if hurting the other person is something that would satisfy you, right? And there have been situations that have happened that I believe that there were people voicing their opinion, and they had other people go against that opinion. But I think that's okay. I think that's absolutely okay to have, how do I say, opinions or ideas that not everybody's going to agree with you. That's the beauty of kind of living in the USA, right? Where you can have different opinions and you can have disagreements with people. But no matter what, even when you have disagreements, even when they prosecute you, even when they take you to court, it's not okay to be happy if something happens to that person physically, where they're harmed physically, right? I mean, I think we're in a world now that we've come to a point where sometimes we may not have empathy for the other person. This applies to all walks of life, right? To homeless people, to people in times of need, times of desperation. But what I'm trying to get across in this video, guys, is that we have to have empathy for other people. Even the people that treat you poorly, even the people that call you names, even the people that have ideas that you disagree with, at the end of the day, you and that other person are human beings, and they are made just like you in the likeness of God. That's what it says in the Bible. We're all made in the image of God. And then it goes back to the other thing that I had mentioned, where Jesus, right? Look at how they treated Jesus. And I've had this, when I was going through these situations, I'd be like, man, this is so unfair. Like, why is this even happening to me? But I've come to realize life isn't fair. And again, look how they treated Jesus, a man of peace, a man who spoke love and life into people, a man who spoke how to treat your neighbors, how to respect each other, how to respect your wife, and all these. You guys can read the Bible for yourselves just to see, but he was a man of peace and love and light, and they unalived him. They unalived him and they made him suffer. And it's that story is powerful in itself, but it just goes to show, guys. And there were people that celebrated him being unalived. There were people that celebrated that. And if we get to a point, guys, that we're celebrating the bodily harm to somebody, whether you agree with their opinion or not, I think there has to be a moment of self-reflection, right? Because again, if somebody does real evil in this world, where they're unaliving a group of people or committing like a genocide, I think that's one thing, right? But for someone to be hurt based off their opinion, and again, guys, even the people that were coming after me, I never wanted them to get hurt. I never wanted malice up to them. I would fantasize some things, I'm a human being, but ultimately somebody getting hurt, even for prosecuting someone else, that's never really what I wanted. And I just want the people that are watching this video to understand we're all human beings. We're all going to have opinions. And to be quite honest, if when you speak, you don't have people disagreeing with you, let me tell you something. Being a people pleaser is not what you want to aim for in this world. Being a people pleaser will make you miserable, will make you unhappy. You don't want to be a people pleaser. You want to speak your truth, right? And it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be mistaken. Maybe your truth isn't God's truth. Right? I mean, that can happen where something you believe is 100%. Your opinions could be wrong. What you believe could be wrong, and that's okay. You can learn how to find, I guess you could say, you can learn to find what God's truth is, even if your opinion at the moment is wrong. That's all okay. But to hurt someone based off of their beliefs, even if their beliefs are wrong, or you disagree with them, I think to celebrate someone being unalived for speaking what they believe is true, I think it calls for a time of self-reflection. And you have to understand, the enemy runs the earth. The enemy is the prince, the Lucifer, whatever you want to call him. Jesus says it. He is the prince of the earth, but there is only one king. And if you're watching this, I'll leave it at that. I'm going to leave our faith section today just at that. If you're watching this, speak love and life into other people. You help others in the need of help. And if they're wrong, help them see right. Don't hurt other people. Don't rejoice when somebody is unalived just for speaking their mind, guys. I think we have such a great opportunity right now. We have the greatest opportunity. We're alive. We're here. You're watching this. You're watching me. And I'm so happy I have the opportunity to speak to you. And I'm so happy you're watching this. You got into this far. But the last thing I'll say to everybody is you are greater than what you believe you are. So go and be great. You guys have yourself a great day.